Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. Today, we're going to talk about Tyre Nichols and the unfortunate death of Tyre. And I'm going to explain some things to help us understand why black people choose to harm other black people. Why this whole situation was no surprise to me. It's no surprise that all the cops that killed Tyre were black. And we're going to talk about how white supremacy links to that and how this all links to racism. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on drboycetv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. And as you come in and hit the thumbs up button, give me the name of your city. Let me know what city you're coming from. I see Marvin Pendergrass from Raleigh, North Carolina, B1. B1 to you too. B1 means black first. That we put our community at the top of our priority list. That black first is the only way to be, that we care about our people, we care about our families. Put a B1 in the chat if you agree with that philosophy. What's going on, Marva and D Jackson in Richmond, Virginia. Carolyn Jenkins, good day to you too. Mike Daly, B1 to you too. Brandon Bass, Minneapolis. Sherry Brown Bryant from Mississippi. New York City for Mike Daly. I see Chicago checking in for James, and North Carolina for Charles. And I see a lot of your cities in here now. Give me a yes or no onto this question. How many of you have been following this case? How many of you have been following the case of Tyre Nichols? Give me a yes in the chat if you've been paying attention to this, and feel free to let me know how you feel. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I've been paying close attention to it, and I watched a little bit of the video. I can't watch the whole thing because we know how it ends. I know how the movie ends. I know that the movie ends with a black man being killed, and I know that the killers were black men that looked just like him. You know, the killers were black men that could have been his brother, could have been his father. These black men, these police officers that are charged in his murder, they could have been his homeboys. They could have been his protectors, his guardians. But for whatever reason, they chose to be his enemy. And I don't know the situation there. And I'm going to tell you, as a black man, I identify with every single person in this picture. I identify with Tyre Nichols. I identify with everybody involved in this situation in one sense, the sense that we are all black men, you know. And so that's the first thing I want to just start with right there is, you know, this is obviously complex in America because in America, we're trained to sort of see things in black and white, literally and figuratively. But we're learning slowly but surely that when it comes to the police power of the state, when it comes to situations like this, when it comes to gang-related violence, gang activity, that's what this was. Give me a yes if you understand that the Boys in Blue are pretty much just a state-sanctioned street gang. Give me a yes if you understand that police activity is gang-related. Now, I say this, I'm a son of a cop. I'm the son of a cop. You know, I'm going to tell you, cops can be wonderful people. There are lots of good cops out here. And I really hope you understand this too, because here's your problem. A lot of times, because you are trained to just hate every cop and think every cop is a bad person, all the good cops leave. All the cops that want to do the right thing are quitting. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? The cops, I talk to cops. I know a lot of cops. The good cops are walking away because they're saying, man, I'm out here putting my life on the line. I'm out here helping people that I don't even know. My wife has a risk of her husband not coming home that day. My mama got a risk of her son being shot dead in the street like a dog. I'm running toward the danger. I'm being traumatized like crazy, and people hate me for it, right? It's like back in Vietnam. Shout out to all the veterans in the building. Shout out to everybody who ever served this country as a veteran. It's like when my daddy came back from Vietnam and people were calling him a baby killer and all that. I said, man, I don't know how you didn't go and slap those people in the face. I would have kicked you in your face. If I'd have went out here and put my life on the line and got shot at, been sitting in the bush, have machine gun fire going over my head, little kids with bombs trying to blow me up, and then I come home and your little hippie ass that ain't never fought for nothing, scared of your own damn shadow, can't bust a cap, wouldn't even pull out a gun to protect your own mama because you're such a wimp. You too scared to do my job, but yet you have every critique in the world about how I do it. I would have hated that. And I'm sorry if I offended any cowards in the building. I'm sorry if I offended anybody who doesn't understand the necessity of war that can occur periodically when it comes to protecting the people you love. But I'm just telling you this right now. This is where I stand on this issue. So to any good soldier out here, I salute you. To every good officer out here, I salute you. With these officers, it doesn't look like they were in that category. I don't know what was going on, but from what I have seen, it appears that they violated the law. For that reason, they should be put on trial, and hopefully justice will be served, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like. I'm still open-minded because I believe in innocent till proven guilty, no matter what. That's the first statement I'll make on this, and I think it's important to understand that. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done that yet. We're trying to build independent Black media because we need to counter the silliness of racist white media. We need to counter the racist white media like the BETs and the CNNs and the Fox Newses and all that. We need independent Black-owned media. So if you can help us with that, just by hitting the thumbs up button, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Share the video. If you're on Facebook, please share it to your platform. That will really help us a lot. So let me keep going here. All right. So these cops all got arrested for, for obvious reasons. They killed this guy, and it's absolutely terrible. And Michael Hayes says, innocent till proven guilty. Did you see the video? Guilty. I don't believe in convicting people without a trial. I don't care if you're on the video saying, I'm about to stab this person, and my name is John J. Smith, and I live at 2244 Westwood Street, and I'm about to commit this crime, and then you commit it on camera. I don't care. You still deserve a trial. And that's one thing that people don't understand about justice. People think that, well, if you look really guilty, you don't deserve justice. No, the hardest part about justice is not convicting the guilty. The hardest part about justice is not protecting the innocent. The hardest part about justice is going to guilty people and making sure that they actually committed the crime that you're convicting them for, right? That guilty people deserve justice too. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say everybody's innocent till proven guilty, unless they saw you do it on a video, or you're innocent till proven guilty, unless Don Lemon does a CNN segment and says you need to go to jail immediately. Right? They don't say you're innocent till proven guilty unless the court of public opinion significantly disagrees with your right to a fair trial. No. And I hope that I can say that and get you to hear what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to agree or disagree. In fact, I don't even really have an opinion in terms of what the outcome of the trial is. I'll leave that to the jury. So let's dig into this. And because here's the other thing too. I don't care if you're talking about 5 police officers charged with killing a Black man, which is sad. I hate even saying it like that. It makes me very sad to say it. Or you're talking about 5 gang members that killed another gang member. Because when I see police, I do see a street gang. I see 5 dudes who abused their power, who decided to settle some sort of issue they had with some person, and he ended up dead. Now they're going to pay a price for that. So whether they are 5 members of the police gang, or if they were 5 members of the Crips or the Bloods, it's still the same thing to me. Fair trial. They deserve fair trial. And so the other interesting thing here is I want to bring this up. I want to dig into this. A lot of people are saying that they can't necessarily see how this whole situation can link to racism. Why? Well, because this would be defined in that category of Black on Black crime. It don't get no blacker than this. It's bliggity black. And in fact, they're Black. And to make it even more complicated, the victim's Black, the officers were Black, their supervisors were Black, the police chief is Black, I think the mayor's Black. I don't know I gotta go see who the Memphis mayor is. Somebody tell me, is the Memphis mayor also Black? Memphis is a really Black city, so it's black, bliggity black. So what do you do when somebody with police state authority kills another Black person in a pretty pitch Black city in terms of Black people making a lot of the rules? How do you link that to white supremacy? How in the hell can you do that? Well, it's an easy linkage, actually. It's quite direct. Most of these constructs in terms of how policing is done in America came from, it didn't come from black people. Give me a yes or no. Did black people invent the police department? Did black people found the city of Memphis? Give me a yes or no. Did black people create the protocols of police officers around this country? No, no. And here's the thing. These black men, they are serving a system that was built on white supremacy. The system was built to do a couple of things. It was designed, it was not designed to serve and protect everybody. It was designed to protect the rich from the poor. And that also meant, in many cases, protecting white people from black people. So if you were black and you were in the wrong neighborhood, then the police would stop you just because you were black. Now, it looks like the mayor of Memphis is white. By the way, Judge Joe Brown is running for mayor in Memphis. So if you live in Memphis, please go and support him, because I like this man a lot. I think he'd be good for the city, especially situations like this. And, and so how can this be linked to racism? Well, has anybody ever heard of the term overseer? Has anybody, did anybody learn? Give me a yes in the chat if you ever learned in class a little bit of Black history. I know they're trying to take Black history out of the public schools, but I'm here to tell y'all right now, you don't, if you're Black, you don't wait on white people to teach you your history. Like that's a sucker move. You don't let other people teach you your history. Jewish people don't let non-Jewish people teach them Jewish history. So y'all need to get that out of your heads. But has anybody ever heard about slavery and overseers? And so the question would be, if Massa, think about it, if a slave gets out of line, Massa could go handle the job himself. Massa could go beat the slave, kill the slave, deal with the slave, or whatever. But no, Massa would send the house Negro, right? He would have the overseer, and the overseer would be the one who had direct contact with the slave. So the overseer would be in a privileged position. He would have the master's ear. He could get in the master, tell the master, yeah, these Negroes is getting out of line. The master would say, hey, I saw old Toby over there. He wasn't picking enough cotton. You need to go deals with that. So he would go the overseer would beat the hell out of Toby and say, boy, if you get me in trouble, you're going to cause problems for all of us, boy. And then he would take Toby back there and just beat him to the end of his life, right? So overseers have always been in position in American history. And in fact, it still continues to this day. Has anybody ever had a job? Let me ask y'all a question. Give me a yes or no. If this has ever happened to you or somebody you know, have you ever had a job with a Black manager who was literally meaner to you than the white people on the job? How many of you have ever had a job where your Black boss was meaner to you than damn near any white person you ever met? Yeah, I've seen Black women. I knew somebody who worked at Tyler Perry Studios, and she said, I had a Black woman who was my supervisor, and this lady was trying to ruin my life. She said, white people love my work. They would tell me that I deserve promotions, I deserve opportunities. And this Black lady who was my boss, who I thought was going to be my mentor, came right up behind them and would destroy every opportunity I had. She was blocking every blessing that was meant for me. And so it wasn't the white folks giving me the problems on this job. It was the Black folks. Right. So if you've ever gone through that, let me know. Give me a yes. Yeah. A lot of you have gone through that. I see you, Plato, and I see you, Gilaka, and I see you, Journey and Wellness. Right. So that's an overseer. All that is, that's the overseer tradition. The overseer tradition exists everywhere. Let me show you another example that came to mind, just because I'm a Louisville Cardinals basketball fan. And there was this guy, when I was growing up as a kid, I went to middle school with this amazing basketball player who played for the New York Knicks named Allen Houston. His dad was an assistant coach at the University of Louisville. Now, this is Wade and Allen way back in the day. Allen was a bad boy, and he was smart. He made very good grades in school. He was an excellent basketball player. He probably made $100 million playing for the New York Knicks. His father was an extraordinary mentor to Allen. But another job Wade had was the recruiter, the primary recruiter, if I understand, for the Louisville Cardinals basketball team. Now, if anybody's OG enough, you might remember that in the 80s, Louisville basketball was winning championships by recruiting amazing Black athletes from all over the country. Guys like Milt Wagner and Never Nervous Purvis Ellison and Darrell Griffith and all these amazing athletes that they would get. And they would all come play for this slave master type of old guy named Denny Crum. I'm not going to call him a slave master, but, he was one of those guys like in a way they almost treated the black athletes. From what I understand, they treated the black athletes the way a kingpin treats the dope. Like he might sell the dope, but he don't touch the dope. He don't want to be near the dope. He don't want to be in the same room with the dope, but he makes money from the dope. So the black athletes were the dope. Like your melanin is gold. Black athleticism is $1 trillion commodity, and we give it away. That's where part of our black wealth goes. The NCAA, the NFL, and the NBA, they're all pretty much robbing you blind because we don't have the vision to form our own sports leagues. We gave away the Negro leagues because we believed in this fairy tale called integration. And integration was just assimilation. Integration was just an occupation. Integration was just economic colonialism. But we thought it was nice because we got to sit next to white folks because we thought their ice was colder. Well, Wade Houston was basically Denny Crumb's connect. He was able to go get the dope that the kingpin was able to use to make himself look good. And let me tell you a little secret. So here, did you see in this picture? This is, if y'all don't know the history of this is, some of y'all might know, some of you don't, but it's okay. I'll fill you in. So if you notice, Allen is wearing a Tennessee jersey. Why is Allen wearing a Tennessee jersey? Well, the reason that he's wearing a Tennessee jersey is because in the early late 1980s, when Allen finished high school, the University of Tennessee recruited Wade to be their head coach. And part of the reason I believe they recruited him was because they could get his son, who was one of the best players in the country. So they went off to Tennessee. It didn't go very well. They didn't even make the NCAA tournament, I don't think, in any single year. However, once Wade Houston was gone, once the head coach at Louisville, Denny Crum, lost his black overseer, who would go talk to the players, settle issues with the players. He would recruit the players. He could communicate with the players. He could speak the players' language. Once Denny lost his overseer, Louisville basketball simultaneously hit a straight trajectory downward. They never recaptured the magic that they had when the Louisville coach had his black overseer in place, Wade Houston. Now, this is not meant to be insulting to Wade. He's a very smart man. His family's doing very well. They make very good decisions, and I have tremendous admiration for them. But the point of the matter, the reason I brought this story up is because the overseer mindset has been in existence in America since the beginning of this country's founding. They've always known how great black people are at managing and controlling and even sometimes eliminating black people and black problems. I could show you a long list of black Negro pundits on TV and so-called fake civil rights leaders and people that you'll see on television that they call first. Whenever a black person gets out of line, they call them, they say, beat that Negro to the ground, boy. We need you to come on out here and make sure that boy don't talk no more. So they call up the Al Sharptons. They call up the Don Lemon types and the people that are so-called pundits on CNN that are supposed to be your leaders, but they're really not. The Angela Rye's and people you're supposed to look up to, right? When Cornel West got out of line and they wanted to murder and eliminate Cornel West, they didn't do it themselves. They sent Michael Eric Dyson. They said, we got a Negro problem. Go get that boy. So Michael went in and they gave him the weapons. See, this is just like what happened here. They don't go out and do it themselves. They'll give the weapons to the overseer so the overseer can execute the wishes of the commander. So the weapon they gave Dyson is a man of words. Dyson is a man of intellect. So they gave him weapons of words and word space in the Atlantic magazine. They gave him the weapon of distribution, corporate distribution. They said, we're going to give you 10,000 words in one of the most widely distributed magazines in this country, and we need you to rip Cornel West to pieces. We need you to destroy him. See, the white folks don't do the work themselves. They gonna send the overseer. The overseer will get it done. They'll be like, yes, boss. I know exactly what a Negro's at. I'm gonna take care of that, boss. I'm gonna take it. He gonna be gone by the end of Tuesday, right? And then you got what's another example? Kyrie Irving. Does anybody remember when Kyrie Irving retweeted that movie about black people being the original Jews? And certain leadership who shall remain nameless, who literally don't want you to even know who they are, decided we want to cancel him. This is out of control. This is ridiculous. Who were the people attacking him the most on TV? It was the overseers. It was Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, he's an idiot. I don't know why this idiot. Charles Barkley. Well, that's just stupid. He an idiot. He an idiot. Even LeBron got in on this. Well, I'm against any statements of hate toward any group. I mean, LeBron, I love you, man, but you got to do your research, brother. You can't be out here just pulling out your gun and shooting at people. You got a big gun. You're able to hit a lot of people. You got a lot of power. You got to use your power responsibly. So ultimately, the overseer has been a fixture in American history. So this whole situation, this whole gang affiliated beating where the police gang got together and decided to beat up and kill this black man, this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. This has happened in multiple industries, across multiple professions, across multiple eras, all throughout history. In fact, what is really interesting is that when I've gone through my life and I reflect on the black men that I know in my life that I loved and cared about who were killed, and black women I know who were killed, most of them, if not all of them, were killed by another black person. When my friend Greg Wilkins in Louisville, Kentucky, was shot in the head in front of his daughter Jasmine in 1996, it wasn't no KKK member that came and did it. It was another brother. It was a black man. And what's interesting to me, here's the point I want to make on this. And I'm going to make this final point. Then I'm going to let y'all go. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done that yet. Also, if you want to learn to invest, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com. You can have my book for free. Like, just go to boycewatkins.com. I have plenty of stuff there because black wealth is black power. And I need you to learn how to do that, okay? And also, I'd be remiss not to say thank you to Tommy Felix for your donation. Tommy says, did anyone find out if the killers were immigrants or FBA? You know what, Tommy, I hear what you're saying with that, brother, but I'm not really into separating black people from overseas from African Americans. I do think African Americans have a unique place in this country's history. I do think that African Americans have a full right to reparations without anyone else being involved with that. I do think that our voice should be heard first in the reparations conversation, but I'm not one to walk around and make enemies out of all the black people around the diaspora, many of who love us very much, many of whom want to be our allies. So true allies, not fake allies, no, real allies. So I don't get into that, honestly. I do make the distinction. Don't get me wrong. I make the distinction. I'm a descendant of slaves. My great-great-great-grandfather was a slave named Boyce. Did y'all know that? My great-great-great-grandfather was a slave. His master named him Boyce. So I got my connection. So when they start passing out reparations checks, I got my proof I need. I'm gonna get paid too. But at the same time, I like to focus on the real enemy, and the real enemy are the systems that keep us oppressed. I think the real enemy is also mindset that keeps us from elevating ourselves. I think that the real enemy are people that are blocking our progress. I'm not particularly interested in fighting everybody because I don't think that's a winning fight. Okay. So here's another point I want to make on this. This is the point I want to make. If you talk about, okay, so Keith says, what about people saying just because he didn't comply, he got what he deserved? I didn't see any evidence that he wasn't complying. That's what I'll say. And also, I think that obviously there needs to be an adjustment in police training and policies and procedures. But I felt like this situation went beyond the policy. I feel like there might have been a history there. There might have been something else going on, because y'all don't understand. You got cops out here that are drug dealers. You don't know what the hell was going on with this situation. You got cops out here that will go show up at somebody's house and beat the hell out of them because you dating his daughter. Or you might get a cop that heard that you did something bad and they want to come get you, because remember, these guys, none of these guys, if you look in their background, I don't think any of these guys has ever killed a black person before, right? So it's not like they get up every morning and say, I'm gonna go find a black man and kill him. So I think to simplify it that way would be inaccurate and disingenuous. I'm not saying that they're not guilty. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, I don't see anything in their track records to say that they just get up and kill black people every single day for a living. So there was something special about this situation. I don't know what it is. Maybe the whole court proceeding will bring that out. I hope that justice is served. And this whole situation makes me sad. I never find joy in watching 6 black men who are husbands, fathers, somebody's son, either dead or in prison. This is just like when you have a gang affiliated situation where maybe 3 gang members get together and beat up some guy and kill him. And then it's really sad all the way around, because then you've lost 4 brothers. Because believe me, at the end of the day, this system don't care nothing about None of these guys. All these guys are going to go through some pain. One of them's already dead. The other 5, oh, they're going to get theirs. They're going to get theirs. That justice will be served. I mean, notice that with the black officers, they arrested them with the swiftness. They charged them with the swiftness. It wasn't no situation. I don't know if their skin color changing would have changed the outcome, but it was really interesting how efficient the justice system came when it came to locking up black men. I don't know if that's just because of the specifics of this scenario. I don't know if it's because of the era that we're in. I don't know if it's because Memphis is just really quick about it, but it just seemed kind of strange. But anyway, let me keep going with this. Let me make this final point. I find it really unfortunate that we have individuals who are in complete outrage over this gang-affiliated killing, where this street gang of police officers got together and beat the hell out of and murdered a black man. We're outraged about that, and I understand the outrage. I agree with the outrage 100%. What I don't understand is that we're not equally outraged when a group of brothers in the hood gets together and kills a little girl. You know, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why we're not equally outraged when you have record labels that are making billions of dollars with black men promoting and celebrating and glorifying the murder of other black men. Like, think about how many times you've heard a rapper rap about killing a black man, and you danced to that damn song. You thought that song was lit. So I don't understand. Give me, maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I know some people are gonna get mad about this, but I don't know. But I think it's a little. Give me a yes if you can at least hear what I'm saying. Give me a yes if you can at least try to understand what I'm saying. I just don't know if you can glorify the death of black men and protest it at the same damn time. I don't think you can glorify something and then get mad about it at the same time. That's like me saying, baby, your wife, to my wife, baby, your cooking is so good, baby. I love your cooking. You the best cook I ever ate. And then she makes me a nice plate of like some chicken and some greens and some mashed potatoes. And then I take a bite and I throw it in her face. I say, you raggedy hoe, that food is terrible. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And then the next day I'm like, baby, your food is so good. I love your food. I just honor you for making such good food. And every time she cooks for me, I go crazy and I slam the plate on the floor because I tell her the food is disgusting. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't love and hate something at the same time. Do you follow what I'm saying? You can't love the death of black men in the music and glorify it, and then at the same time be disgusted by it. Make a damn choice. Be consistent. This killing outraged me because I'm always outraged when an innocent black man gets killed. I don't care if he's killed by a Klansman. I don't care if he's killed by a white guy, a black guy. I don't care if he's killed by a cop. I don't care if he's killed by a stray bullet in the hood. I don't care. Whatever it was that led to this man's harm and death offends me. I don't care if he was killed by diabetes and all the food that corporations are selling you that is designed to kill you. I don't care if he died from getting the jab or not getting the jab. I don't care what the cause of death is. I don't care if he died from stroke, heart disease, and diabetes that kills thousands of black men that y'all never get upset about. I don't care about any of that. It all offends me. Either Black Lives Matter or they don't. Either Black Lives Matter or they don't. Make a choice. Stop telling me Black Lives Matter whenever somebody's killed by a cop, and then Black Lives don't matter when a black kid is killed in the hood. Stop telling me that. Oh, black on black crime, that doesn't exist. That's not a real thing. Oh, go tell that to my homeboy Greg Wilkins, who got blasted in the head by some raggedy ass Negro toting a gun who didn't care about the future of his daughter. If you think that way, then fuck you. Excuse my French. I'm not going to cuss again. I promise you. But seriously, tell me why when my friend got murdered, they put a white lady got killed at a bank because, white lives have always mattered. White people, especially wealthy ones from the suburbs, their lives have always mattered. The same day my homeboy got shot by some raggedy Negro in front of his daughter, shot in the head, brains splattered all over the wall. His brother had to clean his brains off the damn floor because the police wouldn't do it. They don't have cleaning companies that come and clean that stuff up for you if you ain't got no money. He had to scoop his brother's brains off the damn floor. And then the same day this happened, a white lady from the suburbs, a banker with a husband and children that loved her very much, gets killed on the way to the bank. And do you know that the entire week, The Louisville newspaper is called the Courier-Journal. Every single day, they put this white lady's death on the cover of the damn newspaper. Every single day. They held candlelight vigils. They had a $25,000 reward. I remember like it was yesterday because it was traumatic. It was traumatic. And then my friend's murder, where he was shot in front of his daughter. I talked to his daughter all the time. I told her, I said, I'm here to replace your father. Like, I can speak to your father in heaven because he's my buddy. Like, we're that close. And if it sounds like I'm crying, it's because I am. Because this hurt me. This hurt me. And nobody cared. Nobody cared. It was at the back of the newspaper. His death was at the back of the newspaper at the very bottom. And this white lady's murder was on the front page headlines because in this country, we decide that some people's lives matter more than others. A lot of it comes down to how much money you got, how white you are, or who killed you. If you killed by a cop, then suddenly your life is extremely important. Everybody's going to protest. They're going to put murals of you all over the damn country. But if you have the misfortune of being killed by a black person in the hood, don't nobody pay attention to that. Unless you happen to be Nipsey Hussle or somebody famous. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So if you want to know why it took me time to do any commentary about the Tyre Nichols situation, it was because I had to think about it. I had to get in touch with my emotions. I had to process this and say, what is different about his death that's different from all the other deaths that are happening in your community every single week? How come you were all upset about this and so emotionally connected to this? But I could tell you about 18 kids that got killed in the city of Chicago in the last 2 weeks, and you ain't got a damn tear for none of them. So stop pretending. Quit being a damn hypocrite. I'm sick of that nonsense. So do I think these cops should be put on trial? Of course they should. Should they go to prison? I don't know. I assume that the evidence will be consistent with the video. But at the end of the day, man, we got to stop this. We got to stop buying into this stuff. Don't let anybody give you permission to be outraged. Get outraged about the stuff that is truly outrageous. Stop following the crowd. Start paying attention to the things that actually matter. That's what we need to do. Black people must lead the conversations that matter to Black people instead of taking our cues from CNN, MSNBC, BET, and Fox News. All these white-owned media outlets that are designed to control your thinking. They're designed to control your emotions. Well, they're not going to control mine. I get outraged, pissed off, and I'm yelling right now in this microphone. I did not plan to do any of that, but I'm doing it because I decided to do it. I did not get my cues from TV. That's what Black independence and freedom looks like, in my opinion. That's just my 2 cents. You are welcome to disagree. Feel free to leave your comments in the chat. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to go lay next to my wife a little bit. I need to go cuddle up with her because I'm feeling a little bit emotionally charged right now. And I want to say my heart goes out to everybody that was affected in this situation, all the victims, including Tyre and his family, the officers' families. They also, I'm sure they're in pain over this. My heart goes out to everybody, because this was unfortunate and it makes me very, very sad. So if you could, guys, please hit the thumbs up button before you go. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. Just a reminder, this podcast is on Spotify and Apple. Just look up the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. You can find it there if you want to listen to it on audio, the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. Also, be careful because there are fake Boyce Watkins accounts that might email you and inbox you. I don't want anything bad to happen, so please don't respond to any of that because it's not me. Also, last but not least, if you want to learn a little bit about investing, you know that I believe deeply in Black economics as a key to our freedom and independence. If you'd like to get some of the free stuff that we have in the Black Business School, we serve millions of people around the world. We've helped over 10 million of our people learn to invest for the first time. We have done this and we are independent. We're getting the job done. We have excellent experts. So feel free to just go to boycewatkins.com. You can take a look, grab something for your family. I want to help you out. So take care, guys. Have a good day. God bless you. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you soon. Take care now. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, Triple 10, 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.